Sminner, it's the day off. It's time to play. It's too early for traffic, so we're not going to tolerate it at all. No tolerance for traffic on a Friday morning at 8 a.m. Mind you, I'm going against the grain here, so anyone heading this direction has no right to be heading in this direction. That's right, unless you're on a motorcycle and unless you plan on going a little bit quick. That's my mantra for the day. Must be on a bike, must be going quick, otherwise going around you or going through you. Always somebody walking here. Where are you guys coming from? So we're just heading out east to have a little fun today. We've been in unfortunate obligations week, and there's been no time to have some fun. Once again, following with the theme. Complete intolerance today, folks. There's no tolerance. Saturn, you know the rule. Get on it, Saturn. Get on it. Helicopter coming for the landing. One of these days I'll catch the paratroopers coming down. It's like a disturbing scene from World War II. The bike is extremely dirty. I just don't care. I've been commuting on it for the past week, which isn't that unusual. Usually, you know, I only do it a few days a week, 3 to 4 days a week on the bike. And otherwise, when exhaustion kicks in, I take the car. Mainly for safety reasons, but I got the folks visiting, and they're driving the car, so I'm on the bike. As a commuter, I think it really depends on what your commute is like. You know, how much city, how much highway. Most of my trip is highway, congested highway, a very slow driving. You've seen it, the split video. Sometimes it's faster, sometimes it's slower. But in terms of tolerance, I mean, the bike is great. It's a pussycat when you want it to be, and then when you find yourself buried in a pocket of traffic that doesn't feel safe because cars are making frustrated movements, lane changes, you can blast out of there. It's always comfortable. I'm at my suspension set to a moderately hard setting, but nothing that's wild by any means. Yeah, not tolerating you guys today, once again with the theme. Intolerance. Sport bike, wave. He gave like an aggressive like pit bull nod. Like shoulders and head both went down. There's like a twitch. Interesting. I think it's on an R6. It's kind of a fitting response for that bike. Twitchy! Oh man, I just blasted myself between these folks. I'm gonna have to give it one of these. Too many buses. I can't squeeze. Oh, let's make this Challenger feel less than worthy. So today's gonna be the oil change. I did my oil changes at the recommended 600, or just before. Then I did it at 3,000 again. I used the Rotella. I know that makes some people cringe, but I think anybody who looks into it realizes it's really not that wild a decision. It's cheap, readily available, and it's meant to prevent friction, and not only to prevent friction, but to maintain those properties long term. This time I went with Castrol full synthetic motorcycle race formula. Haven't put it in yet. I'm at 6,500, 6,400 miles. About. I'm not sure what else I want to do for that 6,000 mile maintenance that's recommended. I'll look into it. But I'm not going to waste a day of having fun on the bike so they can change my oil. It's unacceptable. So I'll do that myself. Obviously that's the biggest issue. It's only been 3,000 miles since my last change anyway, so certainly don't feel overly concerned about that. But I did, I did read it, and it's funny. I think from dealer to dealer, they do have some variations on what they do, and we all know that whatever's on the list, it really depends on who your tech is and who's going to actually give a shit. Let's be quite honest. For example, my fiance's got a scooter, and if you look up the maintenance online, it's pretty involved. They do valve adjustments, and they really break that engine down, and they look everywhere. When you take it into the scooter place next to us, they poked around, they fixed a couple of loose hoses, which I fully appreciate, because I'd rather not spend the time looking at every hose in that thing. Of course they changed the oil in the filter, but by no means was it as involved as what you'd see as recommended from the scooter factory, the scooter manufacturer, sorry. And the same thing with the bikes. I mean, regardless of what's written on paper, you know what you have done to your bike, and especially whose eyes are on your bike is just variable. It's luck of the draw. It's like getting admitted to a hospital and you think you're going to a nice place because it's got a good reputation, but it's really dependent upon the person who sees you that day. They could be an idiot. I don't want to scare you, but it's the truth. So, look to the heavens when it comes to your bike and your physicians, and your lawyers, and your accountants, and your car mechanics, and the person who does your nails too. That's right, gentlemen. When a good manicure, it's up to the heavens.